But the point was the promise of crypto still remains. It's still there. Digital payment systems, the promise of Bitcoin to restore value in itself is still there, and to retain value as a digital gold, still there. Institutional interest, still there. Nothing's changed because of FTX, and Binance is on its way out too. But all the crypto cowboys that were the founders of this industry, they're all going to be gone soon. The CZs and the Sam Bankman-Fried, they were great pioneers, but now they just have arrows in their backs.
You can't believe these people. How can you believe the credibility of these individuals if, in fact, they've all taken plea deals and they all have a stake in the outcome of this case, because their stake is my stake?
That's the truth. That happens in every single trial. Okay, I was at the SEC Enforcement Division for almost 20 years, worked on lots and lots of cases. Every single case had a criminal proceeding. Every witness has a bias. You walk them through that, and they explain how they're here to tell the truth, and they explain document by document. Remember, you have a legion of accountants, of forensic accountants, of lawyers, of technologists, all hired by John Ray. John Ray has paid them over $200 million. They're making $1.5 million a day. And do you know what their primary job is? It's to give law enforcement everything they ask for. They are on speed dial from these prosecutors. The prosecutors can call them anytime and say, come on over, talk to us. They're charging somewhere in the average of $1,800 an hour. They're running over to that office, giving them every single document, every single text, every single email, everything they find, and it's free of charge for the prosecutors. This is unprecedented to have so many prosecution witnesses that have walked you through everything and to have access to every piece of data. And what's his defense? You know, he's his own worst enemy. I mean, he's got diarrhea of the mouth always. You look up his text. He talks about the dumb game that we woke Westerners play, where we say all the right shibboleths and so everyone likes us. He admitted in a text that the ethics stuff was mostly a front. He spent his time talking to you with giving you all sorts of inculpatory evidence. He just can't help himself. So
welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And you know I come back with that video just to make you think.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Support this great content by hitting the Cash App and by joining the Patreon.
And we have Kevin O'Leary again on CZ and Binance. It's over for them. He was a pioneer, but it's time to go. But unfortunately, guys, we know Kevin O'Leary is exactly right. I told you. Binance is the biggest exchange. That's like saying it's the biggest bank. We know that's not going to happen. We know when the fourth industrial revolution gets underway, the central banks are going to control crypto. And then we have the bank man. And we know Kevin O'Leary tried to give excuses for the bank man, but we know exactly what he was up to. And we have the opening statements, the defensive statements today. And remember, guys, this is all a movie to keep you distracted off of things that really matter. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you.
Inflation in America today is man-made, and that man's name is President Joe Biden.
Now, sources telling me at this hour some House Republicans have been in contact with and have started an effort to draft former President Donald Trump to be the next speaker. And I have been told that President Trump might be open to helping the Republican Party, at least in the short term, if necessary, if it's needed.
Last time it was attempted in 1910.
I mean, we throw around terms like historic and unprecedented, but this is historic and entirely without precedent in the entire history of the United States of America and the U.S. Congress. We have never seen a Speaker of the House removed. Here's the remarkable thing about this. We're about to all get a civics lesson, the whole country. The House of Representatives, under the rules under which it operates, can do nothing until a speaker is in place.
And we have the Republican state. They're going to be tapping Trump to see if he wants to run for House Speaker. Yes, guys, this is a movie. You can't make this up. And we have Speaker McCarthy being ousted. The first time in history. And one of my Patreons sent me this video. And because we don't have a House Speaker, no bills can move in the House. Yes, guys, you heard that correct. The movie just keeps getting better. The NWO is stepping up the distractions for the fourth quarter. And remember, the crypto teacher told you.
Hey, good morning, Andrew. Yeah, yesterday's big rise in rates in the wake of that stronger than expected JOLTS or job openings report was a reminder that along with more debt, strong economic growth is a big part of the reason for these higher rates we have. And the message it's sending to the Fed and to the markets is that the neutral rate, that's the one that neither slows nor accelerates the economy, is higher. And that's a long-term conclusion, one that may not go away very quickly. Let's take a look at what the Fed's policy has been and what the economic results have been. The Fed raised rates by 500 basis points. We're now around 5.3%. The balance sheet has actually declined from its peak by nearly $1 trillion, just under $8 trillion right now. What are the results? Just one tick down in the unemployment rate. You still have the economy is 2.3% larger for a 2.1% GDP run, and the CPI has fallen sharply to down 4.5%. The message to the Fed, the economy is a lot more resilient than it thought, and rates can be at this level with inflation coming down and growth in employment still healthy.
Well, Becky, you know, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but mortgage rates keep rising, so mortgage demand just keeps falling. Total mortgage application volume fell an unusually large 6% last week compared with the previous week. That's according to the Mortgage Bankers Association. This as the average rate on the 30-year fixed for conforming loans with 20% down payments rose to 7.53% from 7.41%. That was the average for last week, but another daily survey had the 30-year at 7.72% as of yesterday. Now, applications to refinance a home loan dropped 7% for the week and were 11% lower than the same week 1 year ago. Refis made up less than 1/3 of mortgage demand just 2 years ago when rates were setting multiple record lows. Refis made up roughly 3/4 of demand. Now, applications for a mortgage to purchase a home fell 6% for the week and were 22% lower than the same week 1 year ago. And not surprisingly, the adjustable rate loan or ARM share of purchase applications rose. It's now at 8%. It had been less than 3% 2 years ago. Rates moved even higher this week. We're now seeing the highest rates since the year 2000. Becky?
And we know the Fed interest rates higher for longer is destroying the American economy and also the global economy. And then we have the dollar getting stronger again, which we know is hurting the emerging markets. But we know the emerging markets have a plan to move over to this digital transformation where the robots, algorithms, and drones take the economy over and pay each other with crypto. Yield rates are rising because no one wants the U.S. paper. And if the American people only knew the sign is here. The fall of America to Babylon is happening right in front of your face. And the rise of the emerging markets led by China the Dragon with that digital yuan backed by that digital SDR. And remember, the crypto teacher told you because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leverage to technology, and I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust. And we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of the huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Cryptoteacher and the new World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get on stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing, they were still getting that free money. What are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York. Long COVID Stories 3. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.